Well, I was trying to just upload like a quick little bloopity doo on my phone, but it kept saying there was an error. And then I tried to set this up using just the stuff, like the built-in stuff on my laptop. And for some reason, the picture came out for the thumbnail. It came out like really small and really purple. And I was like, so anywho, about a month ago, I went to my doctor. And I was having issues with my stomach. I've been having issues with my stomach for like 6 or 7 years now. Back in 2012, when I was living in Florida, I had this doctor that said, hey, there's this thing going around called celiac disease where everybody and their mom is allergic to gluten. Maybe you should try cutting gluten out of your diet. And I was like, what's gluten? Like, that wasn't a thing. Like, I didn't know what gluten was. Gluten allergies weren't really like a prevalent thing. And so I really didn't know where to start with all that. So I tried making swaps where I could and getting information and then like going to Whole Foods, but that's like really expensive. And so I was just trying to like live as normal of a life as possible while avoiding wheat because I thought it was just wheat. And then I did a little bit more research and it was wheat, barley, rye. And I was like, well, I don't really partake in barley or rye, so it's not a big deal. Barley is in a lot of like beers, but I don't drink. And rye is like so few and far between. So I was not concerned at the time about those things. I was just concerned about avoiding wheat, which most gluten-free things are made with tapioca, corn, or potato. So I'm living my life on potatoes, basically. Potatoes, tacos, Doritos, corn chips, things like that. And obviously, I'm not eating to the best of my ability because it felt like everything was just making me sick and I couldn't figure it out. When I was up in Denver, I asked my doctor, I was like, yo, can we do like a celiac test to see like what my sensitivity level is at? And she was like, there's no test for that. And I was like, I'm going to revoke your license. You're fired. Because I knew that there were tests that could be done. And this was a few months ago. And she was like, no. Well, when I got down here, I got a different doctor. And she was like, yeah, your stomach pain is not a normal. Like, there is something very wrong with you. And so I was set up to see a GI specialist in January, which I'm still gonna see. But last month she had me do a full panel blood test for food allergies. And I knew about the wheat thing, I knew about the barley and rye thing, and I knew that I have a peanut allergy because even people who just have like peanut products around me, like I can't breathe. Now I'm tempted to go to Reese's in her office because the list that she gave me today does not contain peanuts. Well, the results came back, and when the nurse called to tell me, I just sat and I laughed. I legit sat there and laughed, and I felt awful about it because this list just kept going and going and going, and I was like, bruh. I didn't know what to do. So I just laughed. And I've been trying for the last few hours not to cry because I am so... I'm really upset. I'm really, really upset. I got the list, which is here. And it says your testing was negative for celiac disease, but does show allergies to multiple foods, including corn, egg, oat, wheat, rye, barley, beef, pork, cow's milk, and potatoes. Testing does not determine the degree of reaction or sensitivity to these, but we would suggest eliminating these from the diet for several weeks and gradually adding them back one at a time to see how you do. And I don't know at this point what I can eat. Like, it literally said I can't have beef, I can't have pork, I can have chicken. Chicken's not on here. Turkey's not on here. Fish is not on here. Scrimps is not on here. So there's like a lot of like proteins and stuff that I can still have. Tofu's not on here. And I throw down with some tofu, believe it or not. I actually really like tofu. So I mean, that's good. Vegetables are not on here besides corn and potatoes, but like eggs. Eggs is in everything. Like, okay, corn and potatoes is most of what gluten-free food is, especially bread. Like, bread is 9 times out of 10 corn, rice, or potatoes. That's it. And I can still have rice. Bless the rice, because at least I can have that. But it says oats. I love oatmeal. I don't love oatmeal, but like I can get down with some oatmeal. Cow's milk, cheese. Like, I don't want to say I eat a lot of cheese, because I don't eat a lot of cheese, but most of the time, if I get Cheetos, is cheese on them Cheetos. It's cheese on them Doritos. It's cheese on my tacos. Now I can't have it. Also, with the tacos thing, you got a corn tortilla, because I can't have flour. Corn tortilla, meat, cheese, maybe some lettuce, some red sauce, some sour cream, and you fold it up and you eat it and it's delicious. Now, out of all that, I can have like meat, lettuce, red sauce. That's it. That's not a taco. That's a salad. And I don't want to be that person who's like an accidental vegan and is like, I'm so vegan. Like, I'm gonna save all the animals. And like, I have friends who are vegan and like they live their best life. But honestly, I can't do that, because I'm not trying to like change the world. I'm trying to just feed myself. And I don't know how. I just bought a bunch of yogurt the other day too. Like, there was all this yogurt on clearance for like 10 cents or whatever. And so I like bought a bunch of yogurt. Still gonna eat it. I want to see what happens. I ate some Cheetos earlier in response to this question. Have you noticed any allergic reactions when you eat those things? I ate some Cheetos earlier. Wasn't really thinking about it too much. And then my stomach started feeling real bubbly and not good. And it hurts a lot. And I was like, oh, my leggings is up high. Let me just like readjust. No, it's not because my leggings was up high. It's because my stomach is trying to speak to me and tell me how upset it is at the fact that I ate some Cheetos. And I'd never put two and two together. But the discomfort that I feel from my stomach organ down, I can live without it. Literally, like, I try to always have like snacks around me because I get really dizzy really easy. And it's usually because I haven't eaten anything, because I just like forget to eat. So I have in front of me Cheetos, Smokehouse almonds, chili cheese Fritos, and Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios. I can't eat any of those things. And I thought the almonds was going to be like a safe thing, but it says hydrolyzed corn protein on the back. And I don't know if the corn means like the vegetable, or if it means like corn syrup, corn starch, corn protein, corn byproducts, in which case there goes Jello. I don't think I can have Jello anyways, because the gelatin part of it is technically beef. Like, I don't know where the line is. I don't know how to exist this way. I'm very confused. I've been so fixated on this all day because I'm thinking like, oh, this test's going to come back telling me I have celiac disease. Oh, it's going to tell me that I have an allergy to green beans. I don't know. I was not thinking it was going to come back with all this. And I still feel bad. I actually go to see my doctor on Wednesday. Is that the 20th? I think so. Which I have to talk to her because she prescribed me this acne medication and I finally got it, and the side effects of this thing have me not wanting to take it because it sounds horrifying. It's literally saying it can like jack up your pancreas and like your liver and stuff, and I'm just like, yo, I'm not sure that's what I want to be putting into my body. I want to recount. Even with this, I want to recount. I am very concerned. Like, what am I supposed to eat? I'm like dead serious. What am I supposed to eat? If you can't have corn, egg, potatoes, also, how come it says egg, but it don't say chicken? Is it different somehow? Is it not? Am I not understanding? Chicken, egg. Is it separate? Is it a different entity altogether? Like, I have questions. I have many questions. What does this mean? Can I see a nutritionist? What does my future look like? I'm going to have an existential crisis, y'all. I'm going to literally sit here and be like hyperventilating over this because I've been trying for hours not to cry about this. I'm trying not to be a weenie, but legit, all I want to do is sit here and cry. And when I feel like crying, I usually feel like eating. And when I feel like eating, I want to eat some chips. I want to eat some cake. I want to eat some pudding. I want a candy bar. I don't like candy bars. I don't want a cucumber. Cucumber is not comforting. You could beat somebody with a cucumber. Okay? I don't want an apple. I want cake. And it's chocolate cake. Cold chocolate cake. If you have a Kroger and you find this brand that says like dreaming of or whatever, and one of them says it's like a layered chocolate cream cake and it's gluten-free and it's absurdly expensive and I get it like twice a year because it's like $11. That is my jam. I want to eat that and I can't because it's full of milk. Full of milk. I like the holidays because discount candy. I like filling up on chocolate and eating it for the next couple months until the Valentine's Day candy goes on sale right before my birthday. And then I load up on that and I eat that until Easter. And then Easter comes and you get the Cadbury, the little chocolate eggs with the candy shell. Those are the best. And I kept them. I kept them in my center console of my car when I lived in Alaska. So they were frozen and I would eat them on the way to work. And it was amazing. And I loved them. And I can't have them anymore. And I'm just, I want to like shake my grandpa fist at the food allergies. Like, get off my lawn. But I can't because I don't have a lawn. And also, I'm not a grandpa. Not yet. Maybe one day. Maybe. Probably not. Seems like a lot of work. Also, I don't know why in my brain I'm correlating grandparents to kangaroos, but that's something that something's trying to connect up there, and it's not making sense even to my brain. I don't know what's happening. But like, okay. So where to go? Okay. So last time I was sent to treatment from the hospital, they gave me this little jar to put my jewelry in. And so I did. But this little jar that had my jewelry in it, it was clean. It's sterile. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be for piddles. But no piddles have ever been inside this jar. This is just like a clean, brand new plastic jar that had my jewelry in it for when I went to treatment. So I got out of treatment and I felt sad about some stuff. I was like, oh, let me go get some chocolate so I can feel better about myself. And so I got like little crunch bits and some Hershey's. I got some Hershey's drops. Hershey's drops. Because they have those little bags at the Dollar Tree. So I got those and I stuck them in here and was like, oh, for when I'm not feeling good, I'll just like keep them in my bag instead of like, you know, pills, anti-anxiety pills, antidepressants. I'll just eat some chocolate. I'll be fine. I can't have anything inside of this now except the rice inside the Crispy, and I'm not rinsing the Crispies to rid them of the chocolate to eat just the rice. That's stupid. That's so extra, and I'm not doing it. I'm just... I'm sad. And then my mom said, oh, your dad wants Wendy's. My mom got paid today, and so she wanted to go get my dad some Wendy's because he finally got out of the hospital again. And whenever my dad has a craving for food, my mom tries to fulfill it because he literally does not eat. And so we went to Wendy's and we were walking through. My mom she knew about this list. Walking through the parking lot and she goes, do you want some French fries? Karen, I would love French fries, but I can't have them. We just talked about this. My mom's name's not Karen. Anywho, so I got a salad. I'm like, okay, I got a salad. That's what this Italian dressing is right here, because I throw down on some ranch, but my mom said, oh, I have Italian dressing at the house. And then we asked if they had no, like it was such a foreign concept for someone to have like dressing sold with their salads. I'm asking a lot of Wendy's. I understand. And so I was like, I'll get a salad and a fruit cup because that's literally all I can have. And so the fruit cup was just apples. And I was like, fine. I like apples. I tolerate apples. It's fine. And so we get home and I'm sitting here and I'm shaking up the dressing and I'm kind of reading it. And I'm like, okay, soybean, sugar, salt, blah, 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 red pepper. Okay. Other things, rosemary, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. Can I live off Italian dressing? Maybe. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. And then I go to open the salad and I smell cheese. There's like Parmesan, like chunks of Parmesan in there. And I'm like, okay, fine. I can't just go cold turkey. Like I'm cold turkey because it's one of the few things I can eat now. I was like, all right, cheese, fine. Like it's only a little bit. It'll be fine. And then I was kind of looking at it and I was like, that's chicken. That's not just chicken. It's breaded chicken. Now, the cheese I can get past because cheese is not going to cause me such distress that I might need to go to the ER. I don't know if you guys have ever had like food poisoning, like violent food poisoning, but that's what happens when I eat wheat. That is my reaction to it. It's a lot like having food poisoning. It's not a good time. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is bull. I called my mom and I said, Ma, the salad, it has chicken. And she's like, oh, it's just chicken. It's fine, whatever. And I was like, no, it's breaded chicken. And she was like, oh my God. And so she came over and I showed her and I was like, this is enough chicken to send me to the hospital. It was like 2 chicken nuggets worth, but legit, that is enough wheat to send me to the hospital. Like, I will not be okay. And I know this because I have tested this out in the field, out in the wild of science. I have tested this and I have tried and it was not fun. And I did have to go to the ER because I couldn't stop being ill from my face. I don't want to be gross about it, but you know what I'm saying. I was very, very sick to the point where there was nothing left. And I was really not okay. I'm not willing to do that for a salad. So, there's that. Also, there's not a lot of vegetables that I like, so I'm basically going to be like a fruitarian. Is that what it's called? Fruitarian, where you just eat fruit, but it's going to be like all oranges, because I really, really like oranges. Oranges are my favorite. I don't like peeling them though, because that's an adventure, and I don't like when the juice sprays in my face. I don't like the sticky bits of the pith. I think it's weird, and I don't like how it gets under my nails, and then I can't get it out, and then it burns, and it's sticky, and it's stuck, and it's gross, and I would rather just get it in a cup or a can, or those easy to peel little baby oranges. But like regular normal people oranges that grow on my grandmother's tree in her backyard in Florida, no thank you. That's a lot to deal with. And I can feel it even now, like in my brain. I can feel like the sticky grossness of the orange crap under my nails. It's just, ugh, no, thank you. Don't want that. I am just having a conniption, a grown people fit. I am almost 30 and I am sad because I don't know what to eat anymore. I don't. I have no clue. I am trying my diddliest to figure that out. I am doing my diddliest to figure that out. I have been thinking for hours, what am I supposed to eat besides salad? I can't have waffles because you put butter on them. I don't know what's in, I can't believe it's not butter, but I'm pretty sure it's like vegetable oil. And then if it's vegetable oil, is there corn in those vegetables that are being juiced for their oil? Does that mean I can't have vegetable oil? I need some juice. This is not juice. It's Coke. It's the few things I can drink now. I wanted to get coffee, but I can't. I have iced coffee right here that we found. And can't drink it. It has skim milk, but it still came from a cow. They didn't ask me grilled or fried about anything. They literally didn't even ask if I wanted meat on my food. The answer would have been yes, absolutely. But definitely not breaded because that's not a YOLO I want to participate in. So yeah. Hello to everyone who has joined. I'm not ignoring you. I just know that if I keep looking over here and I'm like, I'm never going to get through my stories and we're going to have another 15-hour video. So yeah, I did go to a doctor for those of you who are just now joining. I went to the doctor. I had a blood test done, a full allergy panel, and it says I am allergic to corn, egg, oat, wheat, rye, barley, beef, pork, cow's milk, and potatoes. This is a really informal letter because I literally just asked the nurse, like, can you give me a list of the foods that I can't have so I can like take it shopping? I now have to go grocery shopping by myself, which I don't mind. But it's going to be like a 6-hour excursion inside of the Walmart trying to figure out what am I supposed to eat? Yeah, Tammy, that's what I was saying earlier was that I was eating some Cheetos, some paws. And my stomach started hurting really bad, and I could not figure out what it was. I thought I was just like being crazy, but that was the only thing that I had eaten besides like some bell pepper and Italian dressing. And the bell pepper and Italian dressing wouldn't have done it. And the only other thing I had eaten was these paws. And I was like, oh, it's the paws. And see, that's the other thing is that, oh, we thought it was just like stress. I just got bubble guts because I got stress, because I got literally everything going on right now. And that was the reason we did the blood test, was so we could figure out what I'm allergic to. Because I've always had an issue, I shouldn't say always, since about 2011, 2012, had an issue with wheat. And I was very sad. I love ramen noodles. I honestly, when I had food poisoning in college, I tried to find like the fastest way to get over it because I felt like dumpster sludge because I couldn't be at school. And so I was looking online and said, oh, you have to get the virus out. Like, that's the only way to get past food poisoning is to get the virus out. And so I just ate a bunch of ramen noodles and it worked. But then I was in the hospital because I had made myself sick from eating the ramen noodles. So it didn't actually help. I mean, it did, but not really. Anywho, so Cheetos obviously has milk, but it also has cornmeal, vegetable oil, which says that has corn in it. Cheddar cheese that has milk, obviously. Canola oil, which there's nothing about canola. I don't even know what canola is, to be totally honest. Maltodextrin, that says it's made from corn. Lactic acid. So, yeah. Not a happy camper. Not a happy camper. Oh, and I thought it was the Coke. I thought the Coke was the reason that my stomach was hurting, but my stomach has never hurt when I drank Coke before. And then my mom was telling me some story about how my brother, he can't drink milk, and so if he wants to drink milk, he drinks Coke before it, and then he can drink milk and he's fine. And I was like, he's probably on drugs, to be totally honest, because I don't know about that one. She's like, yeah, if he wants to eat a pizza, he drinks a Coke before it. And I was like, that's stupid. I'm not. First of all, I can literally tell you the last time that I had milk was probably in like 2002. There is a Scooby-Doo cereal out. And Scooby-Doo cereal, it had the cereal pieces were shaped like bones and they were brown, so they could look like Scooby snacks. And so we had this cereal, these little dessert cups, and there was green ones and there was blue ones. And I had got a blue one. And then I sat down and it was before church. And I put a little, because I'd always had problems with milk. I never knew why. My mom said even when I was a baby, she couldn't give me regular milk or regular formula. It had to be like a soy something or other because I would just get sick, like little baby spits, because I couldn't do it. So I sit down, I put a little bit of Scooby-Doo cereal in this little dessert cup. I put a little tiny bit of milk because I'm thinking, like, I got places to be. I got Jesus to worship. I have things to do. And so I put like just a little bit in there, and I had a spoonful, and it came back up. And I was like, got it. And I have not had milk since then. I'm not saying like I haven't had milk in like cake, cookies, ice cream, coffee, whatever. I'm saying I have not drank milk, just straight milk. I refuse to put milk in my cereal, and it grosses me out when other people just like sit there and like drink a glass of milk. Like, how are you doing that? Or when I was in treatment, and one of the options you had in the morning was you could have cereal. They had like Cocoa Puffs and like Corn Chex and I think like Fruit Loops. So you could have like the scrambled eggs. It was like scrambled eggs every friggin' day. And sometimes they would have waffles or like French toast sticks. And I would sit there and cry because I wanted French toast sticks and I can't eat them. And I'm just like butthurt about everything. Or you could have cereal. And so sometimes people would get cereal and they're like pouring little baby cartons of milk in there. And I'm just like, how are you doing that? And then they like take a bite and the milk is like dripping off the spoon. And I'm just like horrified. Like, how? Why? What is? I don't understand. I'm very uncomfortable. Help. It just, even the thought of just like sitting there and drinking a glass of milk freaks me out. Can't do it. Let's see. Gluten, I can understand. My gallbladder doesn't like it. Did you introduce anything new to your diet in the last 8 years? No. The only thing that I had eliminated was wheat, barley, and rye because it's all got gluten in it. And so I just have been avoiding gluten since 2012. When they told me that, they also said I might be allergic to bananas because bananas are apparently related to latex and I have a really significant latex allergy. So I just didn't really care about that. Like, I still eat bananas because I just don't care. It's just, I'm so risky. I'm so risky. I just don't care because it's a freaking banana. I'm not like sitting there seeking out bananas, but I'm not gonna like avoid them at all costs. Like, if it's in my juice, fine. Like, whatever. I'm not gonna freak out about it. I do avoid aloe because I do have a topical allergy to aloe. If I like rub something that has aloe in it, like on my skin, I will break out in hives because there's this naturally occurring layer of latex in the aloe plant. And so when people scoop out the gel to make products, or juice it to make products, they're not able to remove that latex layer. So it ends up in a lot of those products. I'm not kidding. I'm legit the worst esthetician because I'm allergic to like 99.4% of products out there because they all have aloe. It's very, very inconvenient for my profession. There's something in our farms or something that's making people so sensitive to certain things. When as a kid, the only thing that bothered my tummy was milk and deep fried food. See, that's the thing. I had somebody once tell me that 100 years ago, we didn't have food allergies. Like back in like the 1800s, there really wasn't food allergies because everything was like naturally grown and it was naturally handled. You didn't have all these chemicals and pesticides. I'm not going to get on this like anti-vax like soapbox or anything because that's like not what I'm here for. But we didn't have all of these like man-made chemicals and like Roundup and like weed killers and stuff like that to change our products or genetically modify them or however you want to look at it. That was just not a thing because that technology did not exist. And so as we started, progressing in technology, and then you had the Industrial Revolution, and then farming became a bigger like agriculture thing, and then like population went up, and so we had to feed more people and feed them faster and have bigger farms and grow things faster and change them and all of this. Like when you really think about it, that actually makes sense because population went up, productivity went up, and we had to keep up with the demand of humanity. Like, duh. So all of a sudden they're doing what they can to genetically modify the food to where it grows bigger, it grows faster. And I'm not trying to like get on this like Netflix documentary soapbox either. I'm just saying like this is what makes sense to me, is that it made sense to modify the food so that we could keep up with supply and demand. So you have people who are totally fine eating, you know, this modified food and it doesn't affect them. And I think that's great. You do you, you live your life. That's cool. But then you have other people who can't function. Hi, how are you? My name is Jess. Welcome to the dumpster. So yeah, that's kind of what it is. And I'm not going to sit here and try to make some link between vaccines and food or whatever and food, because I didn't get all my vaccinations. I only went to school until 3rd grade, and the last shot I got was after my car accident. It was a tetanus shot. So all those things that you're supposed to get going into like junior high and high school, I didn't have them. And it wasn't because my mom is like anti-vax or anything. It's just like we were homeschooled. We don't need those. And Illinois is not one of those states where they have like heavy regulations where you have to keep up with that stuff. They don't care. And especially not in like the 90s and early 2000s. They don't care. So it just wasn't important. And like I had chickenpox twice. Okay. Even though I had the vaccine, I still got it twice. So it wasn't like that thick of a deal. But I'm not going to get on this like, oh, vaccines caused me to have food allergies because I didn't have vaccines. So there's that. Let's see. If it's been since the early 2000s since you've had milk, your body won't be used to it. Whenever I get ill, I have to reintroduce milk. So we all have lactose intolerant if you think about it. So I used to do this thing called hand cheese, which is super gross. But when I was a kid in school, in like preschool and kindergarten, and they would give us grilled cheese, I would open up the grilled cheese and I would scrape off the cheese and I would squish it in my hand like a mozzarella stick, and I would only eat it that way. I'm not completely foreign to the idea of milk or dairy products. I throw down on some ice cream. I throw down harder on just straight up Cool Whip or just like canned whipped cream. Because I am an unhealthy sack of garbage. But for whatever reason, milk, straight up milk. I even tried this with chocolate milk and couldn't do it. Straight up milk. Nope, it gets to out here. And then it says, I don't want to be a chicken nugget. And it just comes back up. It's not a good time. No, can't do it. Won't do it. Nope. No, thank you. Milk isn't actually meant for human consumption. We just do it anyways. That's what I've heard. Oh, that's why you can't give babies cow's milk until they're, what? You can't give babies cow milk until they're a year old? You know, I never thought about that. I worked in a daycare where the youngest children's was 6 weeks old. And a lot of times they just came pre-made with bottles. Or sometimes we would make like the formula, but I never really thought about it. I wonder why that is. Why aren't people supposed to be drinking cow milk or goat milk or camel milk or duck milk? Why is almond milk a thing? Why is milk a thing? Hold on. If we're going to bring all this up and we're going to say that we're not supposed to be even like drinking animal milk, who started that? I have questions. I'm uncomfortable. I have a lot of questions. I feel like I should have gone to school. I blame my mom. Processed food was huge in the 90s, and corn isn't for humans either. We can't digest it. I mean, we can't digest the outside of the corn. The inside doesn't stay whole. I chew my corn, but it just reforms in my intestines. I'm telling you, corn is magical. Corn is magical. And it's delicious. And oh gosh, I love corn. I love corn so much. I will literally sit down and eat a bowl of corn. I did it a couple weeks ago. I heated it up in my crock pot and I sat here and I ate a can of corn. And it was amazing. And I was very sick afterwards. Okay. So why are we not supposed to eat corn? I know that processed food was a big deal in the 90s because we had like Gushers and like fruit roll-ups and green ketchup and other stuff that shouldn't be a thing. I do remember that. I just started life in 1990, so I remember it somewhat. But even in like the early 2000s too, we had like 3D Doritos, we had like Pepsi Blue, we had all kinds of weird stuff that obviously was trying to be all kinds of spacey food, and it was not working. It was not working at all. But we ate it. I ate green ketchup. I ate purple ketchup. That was a thing. Does anybody else remember Pepsi Blue? Raise your left elbow. That's my right one. Raise your left elbow if you remember Pepsi Blue, because everybody is trying to tell me I made it up. I remember when I was 13 and I went on the mission trip to Indiana with my church. I sat there and I hunted in a gas station, little convenience store thing, for 3D Doritos and Pepsi Blue. I know these were things. I know they were things. Unless I'm having like a Mandela effect moment, which is a whole different video for a whole different time. Let's see. Y'all throw down on Nebraska? I was hit by a drunk driver in Nebraska. Two kinds of people. So, I don't really kick it in Nebraska. I refuse. Let's see. People also just died and didn't know why because lack of medical knowledge. That's true. And bloodletting was a thing for a long time. They were like, oh, you're sad? Let's just drain all the body out of your blood. It's just bad blood. It could be the blood in like your right big toe, just that one section, but let's just completely suck it all out like a vampire and pretend that you're going to be okay now. Okay. Also, people got sent to asylums just for being too excited. Like, hysteria was a thing, and it could literally just be that, like, you were just an excited little pickle and you would get sent to an asylum. Don't even get me started on that. I got a personal vendetta against asylums. Like, oh, and straitjackets. That's another one. I don't kindly to even the suggestion of straitjackets. They're really dehumanizing. I'm not cool. Let's see. I keep messing up my little sidebar kajiggers. So the Lactaid thing. So back in the day, my mom tried getting me these chalky little circle tablets that were made by Lactaid, and you're supposed to chew one and then like eat a block of cheese or like drink a gallon of milk or whatever. Like you were supposed to be able to dairy. Well, I would eat these, and this was before the Scooby-Doo incident. I would eat these chalky little discs of gross and do my hardest, do my diddliest to sip little bloop of milk. Didn't work. Did not work. I can't figure it out. Even the Lactaid stuff didn't work for me. Almond milk does not work for me. It's gross. Almond ice cream. Bruh. No. And let me tell you why. It's disgusting. Okay? Almond ice cream is... It's like frozen air. It's not good. It's very sad. It's like chocolate-scented frozen air. Just, oh, God. Also, coconut oil is not as good for you as everybody thinks. Nutritionists come in when I was in treatment, and they said, oh, here is why coconut oil is not good for you. Blah. Basically, it's like this weird kind of fat that just like sticks to stuff or whatever. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention, but I did take away the fact that coconut oil is not as good for you as people think. So you can't substitute everything with coconuts because you're going to have a heart attack. So keep that in mind. I think that's what she said. It like sticks to your arteries or something, or like clogs up something. I don't know. I should have kept that paper, but I didn't. I'm going to ask because I might need to start replacing everything with coconuts. Mm. I have a pain like right here. Oh, it's because of the Cheetos. Very sad. Corn is meant for birds, really. They digest things that we can't, but we eat it anyways because it's food, lol. Well, dog food is food, and I'm starting to think it's the only thing left I can eat because they do make grain-free dog food, and that's where my life is heading. Except it has gravy, and I'm sure it's full of corn. I'm just gonna cry about everything. Let's see. Colored popcorn. No. Did I miss something? It doesn't matter. I can't eat corn now. Just gonna get mad about stuff. Also, Mountain Dew Voltage had come out around that time. Mountain Dew was doing the most about that time. There was one, it was like midnight or something like that. It was like the dark colored Mountain Dew. Oh, that stuff. That was like a college kid drinking Red Bull by the gallon was me drinking this like Mountain Dew Midnight or whatever it was. It was like dark purple or something. It was really, really weird. I thought you said Taco Bell. You said Tinkerbell. I need to get my eyes checked. Let's see. Yeah, they had chewable ones. They were like about the size of like maybe like a nickel. And they came in these like little like kind of like this. Like this is glass cleaner. My mom did not think it was glass cleaner. It was glass cleaner. But it's a packet like this, and you would have like your little lactate thing in the middle, and you would like open it up and you would chew on your little like vanilla flavored, but it was like had the same consistency as like a Pepto-Bismol, but didn't have the like weird minty vibe that like a Pepto-Bismol does. It was supposed to be vanilla, but it was just as chalky and disgusting. I had taken the tablets before, but they were the actual worst. Because I did not like taking pills as a kid, which is funny because I take multiple pills a day now just to survive. So I'm gonna need like a heavy duty multivitamin. Let's see. Cashew milk, coconut milk, almond milk, and then soy milk. I don't like soy milk. It's like a texture thing. I've never had cashew milk, and I feel like that would just be really thick. I don't like coconut milk, but I have had almond milk, and I did not like it. And sometimes when I was in college and I would go to like Starbucks and get like a frappuccino, I would get it with like soy milk. But then I was like, why am I getting with soy milk? Because I'm trendy. But I was like convinced I couldn't like function with milk, but I would still get whipped cream on it because I'm an idiot. But now I know, like legit, I can't have moo cows. I'm very sad. Oh, dairy-free wait, dairy-free milk or dairy-free ice cream? Because I've had coconut ice cream and it's awful. Their soy milk has dairy in it? No! Shut up! Dude, I'm gonna throw a fit! I'm gonna throw an actual fit. I'm gonna sit here and have a straight out conniption, an actual conniption. I'm bringing that word back, and britches. I love the word britches. I'm gonna have a conniption. What am I supposed to do? Even now, like I'm sad and I want to like have a snack. I have like Rice Krispies treats, but I can't have them because they have butter. I have puddings, but I can't have them because they have milk. I have fruit cups, but I eat those for breakfast. What else do I have? I like canned pears, but I don't want, friggin' canned pears. I just want to cry about things. The milk proteins separate when you mix hot and cold too fast. Bruh. Bruh. How are you gonna cook and bake? Girl, that's the problem. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I don't know what to do. I mean, as far as cooking goes, I guess I'm just eating chicken and rice, because that's all that's left is chicken and rice. And then I have to, like, check all my seasonings for, like, secret corn. Also, what if the chickens was fed corn? Does that mean I can't have chicken because they get fed corn? And then it's, like, gonna make me sick by proxy? I love oversized sweaters because I can do this. I called this flailing when I was in college. I had this sweater. It was white, and it, like, the sleeves were really long, and I bought it for Halloween, and I would flop my arms around when I got nervous and just, Jess, what are you doing? I'm flailing because I don't know what else to do but flail. It looks like spaghetti. I can't have spaghetti. Man, life is hard. Life is real hard. And it's hard on everyone. It's not just me. I know it's not just me. I know I'm the only person in the world who is going through this. I'm just the only person that I know who is going through this. I'm the only person that I am aware of in my social circle of humans that has this many food allergies and this many things to avoid and this many things to figure out and work through. And obviously I can. I am not an incompetent noodle. I can do this. I know I can. However, I just need a couple days to process it. I need a couple days to work it out in my brain. I just had a sad because my mom asked me earlier for Christmas if when she makes ham, because ham is pork and I can't have pork, if I wanted her to make the turkey that I had got for Thanksgiving, but I couldn't have because I had gone to treatment on Thanksgiving. I said yes. And then now I just realized I wanted potatoes. I wanted mashed potatoes and gravy. I love mashed potatoes and gravy. And I make my gravy with cornstarch. And I can't have mashed potatoes. I don't know how to process this. I'm trying my best. I'm doing my diddliest. I'm doing my absolute diddliest to try to process this in a healthy way and not get all kinds of butt hurt because I can't have this, that, the other. There are kids who are dying because they don't even have enough to eat, and I'm sitting here complaining over some Cheetos. I just sound like the biggest brat. I sound like I have just been whining about everything, and I am just being a garbage human because I'm having a first world problem. A very first world problem, and I'm flailing about it. And I understand there are people who don't even have bugs to eat, and I'm sitting here like, but I want potatoes. Like, I'm such a bad person. Can't flab it. Let's see. You can still have the chicken. Chicken are fed corn, but so are pigs and cows. Please don't ruin my day like that. Please. Please. I'm trying. I want to eat corn vicariously through chickens. Let's see. My dad's allergic to almost everything. He started getting allergy shots, and now he can have all the foods that he was allergic to. Girl, if I could get an allergy shot, the first thing I'm doing is hitting up Subway. Sometimes I go into Subway just to smell. There's a Walmart. The Walmart in town has a Subway in it, and sometimes I purposefully go into the side that has the Subway in it so I can just walk past and just inhale the bread, because I do that in bakeries, in bakery sections of stores. I just walk through and waft in the bread because I can't eat it. So so all the foods you love and want to eat make you sick and always have? No. And the same weird thing happened with peanuts. I grew up eating peanut butter sandwiches, but when I was like 16, this was right after we had moved to Florida. We had just moved to Brandon, Florida, and we were living in this little double wide on Center Avenue at the end of this street. I forget what the main street was, but it was on Center Avenue. It was right down the street from the Hillsborough River. Well, anywho, we were living in this little double wide, and I was sitting on the couch, and I was eating a Butterfinger, and I stopped breathing and was like, bruh. And I got really, really scared because I couldn't breathe. And so I like started freaking out. And then we found out that I had a peanut allergy because we just put 2 and 2 together. Kind of like with the gluten thing. We just put 2 and 2 together, and it was like, just stop doing that thing. Don't be stupid. And this was confirmed over the summer because I went to Little Man Ice Cream up in Denver, and I had got espresso fudge ice cream, and instead they gave me Reese's, and I didn't realize that it was Reese's. It looked like espresso fudge, and so I like scooped up one of the chunks and I took a bite, and it was peanut buttery and delicious, and I stopped breathing. And the guy thought he had killed me, and he tried to give me Benadryl, but I couldn't swallow it. And then he gave me a box of water, and I thought that was really weird. It was literally a white carton, a box of water. And then we had to call an ambulance, and then they had to give me IV Benadryl, but then I had a panic attack because of the IV Benadryl, which had never happened before, and I was very confused, and I was very upset. And then I had to go to the hospital, and it was the thing. It was a sad, sad, sad thing. I'm very sad. Which is why I want to eat a Reese's cup in my doctor's office. Just for science, because it's not on the list, for science. Good afternoon, doctor. Would you like to accept a challenge? Would you like to play a game? And then I eat a Reese's cup or a Butterfinger, and then I don't know, hyperventilate for a while, and then stop breathing altogether, and then go to a hospital again. Maybe not. We'll see. I haven't got that far. It is sad how dietary restrictions, first of all, dietary restrictions are expensive to have in the first place. If you can't have peanuts and you have to have almond butter, that stuff is expensive. If you can't have wheat and you have to have corn in your bread instead of flour, that stuff is expensive. Somebody explain to me, please, why gluten-free bread is like $7 a loaf. That is stupid. That is so stupid. It makes no sense to me why gluten-free food is so much more expensive. It's not like it costs more to make corn because corn isn't everything. Like corn syrup isn't literally everything. It just makes no sense to me. You can make all that stuff though. Making it is cheaper. We tried that. My mom, when I first moved to Colorado in 2012, she bought a bread maker to try to make gluten-free bread. But we got this cookbook. And I brought it with me. I think I bought it when I was in Florida, and I brought it with me out here. And we went to Whole Foods and Sprouts, and we tried to get all the stuff to make gluten-free bread, and it was heckin' expensive. It was like $30 to make a loaf of bread. Like, you have to be kidding me. It was ridiculous. Yeah, it didn't come out right either. It was like real hard on the outside and real doughy on the inside. It was like it forgot how to bake. It was very sad. Let's see. Yeah, you can watch my replay later. Play it when you're going to sleep, like what I do with like Rainbot videos or Kaylee Elise videos. It's the voice. I think it's the voice. The voice is just like very soothing, and it puts me right to sleep. It might be murder mysteries, but it puts me right to sleep, which that's not healthy. I should talk to my doctor about that. Right. Here you are already at a disadvantage. Screw you. It's like, oh, you need an EpiPen to live? We're going to make it like $600. Your feelings. Let's see. Women's bodies change every 7 years. That could be part of it. I can't have raw almonds, but I can have baked candied chocolate almonds. I've never had chocolate almonds. Is that a thing I should be doing with my life? Wait, I can't. It's milk. Crap. Bruh. I did not intend to sit here and whine about my life for an hour, but I'm starting to think that's why you're all here, is listening to me complain, which I'm not sure what that says about this community. I'm not sure. Um, I'm very, very sad. Very sad. I'm gonna do my best to stick to this. Don't restrict yourself, but I have to. I have to find out why I've got the bubble guts. And the only way to find out why I've got the bubble guts is to stick to this list to the best of my ability. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how that's going to affect me in the long term, considering the majority of my diet is actually corn and potatoes. Like, I'm not making it up. Most of my diet, having a wheat intolerance, allergy, however you want to put it, is mostly potatoes and corn. And so I'm confused. And I think maybe I should just kind of like live my life to the best of my ability over the weekend and then go talk to my doctor on Wednesday and just say, hey, I really don't know what this list means for my existence, because it sounds like I'm just going to eat ice chips and air. And I don't want to end up in such an unhealthy state where I drop, 80 pounds or something and need a feeding tube up my nose because I don't know how to feed myself anymore because this list is driving me up a flippin' wall. I'm concerned that this is going to like drastically alter my life in a really negative way, because I already, and this isn't something I've really delved into before, but I already have a really, really unhealthy relationship with food. Either I'm way overeating or I'm restricting myself because I feel like I'm the fattest cow in the world. I just went to the doctor the other day and they weighed me and I went back up to 153 and I was like, I'm never eating again. Like, that's not healthy. And I know it's not healthy. I know in my noodle it's not healthy. And I feel like already having like this negative idea of food in my head, not in like an eating disorder way, because that's a really, really serious thing. But in a I am not good at taking care of myself kind of way. I'm worried about what this list is going to do if I just get so discouraged in grocery shopping that I just don't get anything, that I get so upset with the idea of what this list means for me that I just stop eating altogether. And I know that the way my brain works is on such a pendulum where it's like one extreme or the other. There's like no in between unless it's just like swinging through and it's like, hi, normal. See you soon. Like, I'm concerned about what this is going to do to me mentally. And even if I had to go back to treatment and eat muffins, I love the muffins that I get when I'm in treatment. They are so good, but I can't because they're chocolate muffins. And they're probably made out of corn. Let's see. If it makes you sick, stay away from that one thing. Doesn't mean you can't ever have anything with that in it ever again. Cheetos makes it kind of complicated though, because is it the milk? Is it the corn? Is it the something else? I don't know. And it's hard because I grew up on boxed food and processed food like Hamburger Helper and stuff like that. And I don't know how to eat on the outskirts of the grocery store where all the non-processed food is without being like legit dramatic about it and being like, I'm a vegan now. Give me nutritional yeast. I don't want that. My tumor looks like it's on fire. What is that? Oh, it's just the shadow. I was like, what's happening? It's just the shadow. It's cold in here. That's why I have a hood on the insides. Let's see. If it makes your tummy upset, eat a Tums and carry on. Oh, I have some. I have some. I should try that. That's a good idea. Drink some ginger ale and carry on. Just be cautious. But honey, look at you. You're stressing out when you should be chilling. I am. It's 22 degrees outside and I have very little heat. I am doing the absolute most when it comes to chilling. I know that's not what you meant, but here we are. You can light them on fire and some don't burn. I wish I had a lighter, but I'm not allowed to have fire. So there's that. See, it's not It's not just about I who wants to be normal? Not me. I have a long list and a thick stack of papers that say I am not normal, and that's fine. My thing is, I want a kind of normalcy to my existence. I already have so much going on with my brain that I don't want all this going on with my body. I want there to be some kind of balance. And I understand that the food you put into your body has a lot to do with how your brain reacts and stuff like that. And some people use food as medicine. However, I know somewhere deep down in my bubble guts that this is probably true, that I am really in some way. It could be just like a little like a little like not significant thing, just like a little blip on the radar. It's not a significant thing for a lot of these foods. They could just be causing me some stomach upset, and that's fine. But I feel like I really need to eliminate these things in order to get a solid idea of what is going on. But I don't want to get in such a rut that I'm fixated on this list. Do you see the thing that's going on in my brain? Like, I'm already so fixated on this list that I don't want to eat anything, and it's already affecting me, and I don't know what I'm going to do, and I don't want to get deeper into depression than I already am because it's been over a year and I'm still trying to dig out, and it's like, but I can't. And just I need to just like talk to my doctor, because even like this medicine for this like acne rash thing that I've had for a while now is it's talking about like it's going to jack your liver and your pancreas all up, and I'm very scared. I don't want to take it. Let's see. I don't know how people wear hoods on their heads and look all cute and stuff. I just look like, does anybody remember that movie Coneheads? That's me right now. Like with this witch hat thing going on. Um, let's see. I don't understand how to look at food objectively, and it's super hard with medical and mental diagnosis. You definitely should tell your doctor about the mental health concerns. She knows. She actually she has written my script for my antidepressant, so she knows. She knows I've been in and out of treatment. I don't hide anything from my doctors because, like, if I do, how are they gonna help me? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna have to tell her, like, this did not help. Like, it did in knowing, like, this is a thing that could possibly be contributing to a lot of my physical problems, but it didn't help in the sense that it has just made my life so much more complicated, and I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how to exist. I don't. And I really feel like, and this sounds so stupid, I feel like by not being able to eat potatoes, I'm having like an identity crisis, because that's all I've known for like 6 years is eating potatoes and eating corn and eating rice and trying to fill this wheat-shaped hole in my existence that I don't know how to live outside of that, because I've just gotten to the point where I can like look at a box and real quick just be like, nope, not for me, crap, put it back, whatever. And now it's like I've got this whole list to look out for. Oh, and I like beef jerky. Dang it. I like beef jerky. And see, here's the thing is like, I have anemia. I have really, really severe anemia. And so I take iron, but I still lack in protein, and I already don't eat red meat. So it's like, I'm gonna need a multivitamin so bad. I'm gonna need like a bottle a day, because this is not what I thought my 20s was gonna look like. I did not think it was gonna be moving around a lot. I did not think it was gonna be multiple failed relationships. I did not think it was gonna be multiple food allergies. I did not think it was gonna be multiple trips to inpatient treatment. I did not think it was gonna be living in a tiny little trailer with no heat and just existing. I did not foresee this. I thought I was gonna have a loft apartment and a Volkswagen Beetle, a convertible Volkswagen Beetle, because I'm a basic And I was gonna have a little mini pig, and instead I have a guinea pig, which is not the same thing. It sounds like it could be the same thing, but it's not. And now I don't even have my guinea pig anymore. Rest in peace to baby Ishka. Um, and it's just like, am I even in my 20s or am I actually just 16? Like, I'm really starting to wonder, is this, except I've seen my birth certificate, so I'm really starting to wonder. Like, I have many questions. Let's see. Kidney beans. I can have kidney beans. I don't know how to use kidney beans though, besides putting them in chili. Which I guess I can make like vegetarian chili and just like not put meat in it. Or I could put like crumbled up tofu. Yeah. Would tofu hold up in chili? I don't know. I've never been able to squeeze it out to the point where I felt like it was appropriate to cook it. So I usually just like fry it in a pan. Frito pie. Girl, I miss Frito pie. But Fritos are made of corn. So I'm going to be sad about that too. And walking tacos, that's like a super Midwestern thing. But like busting open some Fritos and like throwing the taco fixins in there and like zhuzhing it up with a fork and then you eat it. Apparently that's a Midwestern thing because nobody anywhere knows what I'm talking about when I'm like walking tacos. Like, are you okay? Tortilla chips are made of corn. Do you see the problem? I love tortilla chips. I used to make my own. When I first moved out to Colorado, somebody showed me how to make your own tortilla chips. Game changer. They're super good. But I'd always put like way too much salt on them. Ooh, I can still have pickles though. Yay. Let's see. That's the thing. This is an elimination diet where they're like, but they want me to take all of it out at once and then gradually add them back. But I think what I'm going to do is slowly take things out one by one. So like beef and pork, I already really don't eat. Cow's milk, I think is going to be the hardest one because milk isn't like legit everything. And then obviously like corn and potatoes, eggs. I don't really hang out with eggs too much. But the corn and potatoes, man. Doctor told me recently I have to change my diet a lot, and it gave me the huge feeling that I was doing nothing right and the rest of the work was kind of worthless. Pretty much. I mean, I instead of eating something fried, bake it, things like that. I already do that. I already changed like how I cooked things because I can't have fried food anyways because most of it is battered in flour, and so I just replaced flour with like corn chips or like corn checks, stuff like that. Um yeah, so when I had my car accident, I weighed about 134 pounds, I think. Um I was a tiny little thing. I was working on it. I mean not really, but like it was just happening. I think it's just because I was walking a lot because I was taking public transit. And so when I had my car accident, I was still about 130 something pounds. And then after that, not being able to walk, I ended up gaining like 20 pounds. And so now I'm just a chunky monk and I need to get rid of that weight because like for my height, my weight is already like not healthy. I'm like really pushing it. Um because I'm like almost back up to 160 again and I'm like really not okay with it. So I mean, this is like a good opportunity for me to lose weight, but at the same time, it's just I'm scared it's going to do too much at once. And I'm trying not to focus too much on that, but it's like all that my brain can think of because my brain is clearly defective and doesn't process things the way a normal brain would. Yeah, starvation isn't losing weight. And that's what I'm most concerned about is that I'm not gonna be able to get the nutrients I need from eating, like, just fruits and vegetables. I'm scared I'm gonna get sick is the thing, which is why part of me is like, "Well, let me just work it out in my brain and try to process it over the weekend and then talk to my doctor on Wednesday. And then part of me is like, no, just do it all at once. I don't know what to do. I mean, there's things that my doctor can tell me that I can choose, like how to do them healthy and how to not do them healthy. Like I recently started physical therapy for my knee finally. And when I had my evaluation done the other day for it, um the therapist basically told me that I was babying my right knee, and so now a lot of those muscles and a lot of those nerves aren't firing the way they're supposed to. And she said, "You have to stop babying your knee." And I was like, "You right." So um I put my cane in a closet, and for the last couple days I've been walking with just my brace, which I'm very very shaky walking with just my brace. And after therapy my leg was like, it was doing like this. It was just shaking a whole lot. And she was like, "Your muscles are trying to fire and they're doing their best. It's just not really working the way it's supposed to because your leg is so weak." And I'm like, "Okay, you're right." But she was excited that I wasn't still using my cane because I felt like I was using that as a literal crutch. And the more I continue to use my cane, the more I'm going to continue to baby my leg. And then that's just stupid. And why am I doing that? And then I'm just wasting my time at therapy. So there's certain things that I know I'm in control of that I can take responsibility and say, I'm not going to baby my leg anymore, put my cane away and focus solely on walking with my brace. That's easy to kind of navigate. There's not a whole lot of risk involved there, except like maybe falling down the stairs. I still can't stairs. But with this, it's like, it's such a drastic thing all at once. I don't know what the responsible thing. I know logically what I should be doing, but I don't know what the responsible thing to do is, which is why I'm really like, I need to just talk to my doctor and find out what exactly, what is the best plan to words, English. I learned it when I was like a kid, and it's not from here to here. It's not. What is the best plan of action for this? How can I best do this? Should I just go like kneecaps deep and just do the thing, or should I do it slowly? What does several weeks mean? I'm just like, I got a headache. My whole trailer smells like onions, and I don't know why. Like, it smells like grilled onions, and it's like, I have onions in here. I'm wondering if it's just like the onion juice is seeping out of the bag. I have no idea. I have such a headache. I'm 5'2", and I weigh 153, which is not the worst because when I was 18, I was like 200 pounds. And then I dropped to 134 over a very long period of time. But being in like the 150s makes me so self-conscious where I'm like, I am a marshmallow. And it does something to my confidence that already doesn't exist where I'm like, I'm really, really not okay. Like in the head, I need help. Um, I should talk to my doctor about that too and just be like, dude, first of all, I'm not okay with this list and I need help. And second of all, I have a really, really unhealthy relationship with food and I need help. And third of all, I have a really poor body image issue and I need help, which is probably just going to be go to therapy, which I already do. Oh, that was the other thing. I wanted to start EMDR therapy. And I know I had talked about this before previously. And I asked my therapist last week about starting EMDR, and she said it is not a good idea if I am having active issues with SAs that it's basically like opening a can of worms. It's the worst thing that I could possibly do because it's so intense and it's going to bring up so much trauma that I'm going to have to work through that to do that while I'm already not in a good headspace makes zero sense. And I said, "You right." Which is kind of upsetting because that was like my whole plan after getting out here earlier this year was to start with EMDR therapy and kind of work through a lot of the trauma and try to like get to some kind of whatever normal is. But now I can't because I'm at the bottom of the dumpster. digging for rust holes, trying to find a way out, and it's been like that for over a year. So there's that. And people are like, "But you seem so happy and half functioning." And it's like, if you've ever personally known anyone with depression, usually they're gonna be the class clown. They're gonna be a funny person. They're gonna be awkward. They're gonna be more reserved, but they're always gonna try to be like the funny person. It's a mask. It's a really, really thick mask of coping mechanisms to try. It's like I can't speak for everybody, but I know for me personally, I know that I suck cashews at trying to make myself happy. And so I'm constantly joking and laughing and stuff and trying to make other people happy because I figure if I can't do it for myself, maybe I can do it for someone else. And I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, especially if someone's never experienced depression or has never been around someone who has clinical depression, not just like I'm sad about things or like hashtag self-deprecating memes, but like actual depression. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It should be focusing on myself and making myself happy and all of that, but it's like I've been trying my whole life to make me happy and to deal with my stuff, but it's never worked. And so now I'm like, okay, let me focus on making other people happy. And my whole focus is always on other people and trying to fix them or help them or whatever. And then I completely lose myself and I just dig myself deeper into a hole. So for me, it's always been about that. And I know that's true for a lot of people who have depression. Um and it's really, really hard to tell sometimes when someone is genuinely happy and genuinely having a good time, and when they're trying to cover it up with this coping skill for depression. It's super complicated. I wish it made sense. It doesn't even make sense to me, and I'm existing in it. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes I am unintentionally lying to people's faces and saying, with my body language and my actions and stuff, that I'm okay, when on the inside it's like, I'm really not. I just don't always want to advertise it and put that out there and be like, "Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to talk about how life sucks and how I'm depressed." And because what in the flip flop is the point of that? Let's see. I'm always trying to predict my impulsiveness for the next several weeks and it frustrates me because it's impossible. Uh, that's relatable. I used to try to like put it on a calendar when I was feeling depressed and when I was feeling manic and try to like, oh, is it gonna happen today? Because there's a pattern, and then I just it didn't it never lined up. I always tried to find a pattern, but there was no pattern to be found. So that was just friggin' pointless. Waste of a calendar. Once you start loving yourself more, you'll start feeling better. I'm on meds too, and to be honest, I've been in bed for the last 3 days, so I feel you. Sometimes I don't go outside, like, at all. I will literally only leave this trailer if 100% necessary, and most of the time it's just for doctor's appointments. So I've gone a week at a time. Like, I'll open this in the morning to try, like, let some sunlight in, let some warmth in. I don't go outside. I just don't. And I know that's not healthy. It's also not healthy to keep my butt on this bed all day, but, like, that's what my existence is, and it's not because I'm lazy. I have the want to, like, get up and, like, clean things and, like, take care of stuff. I just physically don't have the energy, and it hurts to breathe. It hurts to exist. It's like the bacteria on my body is causing me pain. It's hard to explain. I wish I could. I can't. I don't know how to explain it in a way that makes sense, cuz I know for a lot of people it doesn't. Like, it doesn't make sense to my mom. She's in a different category of her own. Let's see. Do 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 do. Okay, bye, Tammy. It's weird. You're just gonna like drop polio and measles and be like, me. I get it. It's late. Let's see. See, for me, it's not even about like being alone or being around people. I'm very introverted. Which is why I think this works so well for me personally. But when I'm out in public, I am so overstimulated by everything. It's overwhelming. It hurts my brain. It like makes me nervous. And then being out in public, it's like I have to constantly like look over my shoulder. Like, is somebody following me? Is somebody gonna find me? It makes me nervous. And that plays into more of the PTSD than anything. But it really does make me nervous to like be in public because I never know. And so most of the time I like have a hoodie on and up because I get so freaked out being in public. But I I don't feel better being in public than I do being by myself, and I don't feel better being by myself than I do in public. I think I just said the same thing twice. I have no idea. I've got like brain fog. Um I know like for some introverts, they feel better when they're by themselves because they can recharge. I don't feel like I'm recharging. I feel like my charger is not plugged in and the cord is only like 4 centimeters long and doesn't reach. I feel like the battery is on empty and it's not a rechargeable battery. I feel like I'm leaking battery fluid everywhere and it's just not working. Like I don't know. I think that's what is more of like the depression side is like I can't feel recharged. It's not that I'm not wanting to or not capable of. It's just that what I've been trying to do as far as like hobbies and stuff like that, things that would typically recharge me haven't been for over a year. And that's what makes it so difficult. And especially with something like depression, that is a an evil little beast. It's an evil little beast. Um, let's see. When you're asking why we like just listening to you talk, that's why for me. I think a lot of it also has to do with my voice. I don't like my voice. I've always thought it sounded like really deep and really like nasally, but also the way that you hear your voice in your own head is different from how it is projected out to the world, which is mind blowing. But I've listened to some of my stuff back on like recordings and whatnot, and I'm like, I could read audiobooks for a living. I could. I could do like radio announcements. Like, I'm not trying to like butter my own biscuit over here, but like legit, my voice is, it sounds more like commercial, which is why I think they always picked me at work to do like the overhead announcements at Ulta because one, I was one of the few people who would actually do it. Two, I was scared of getting fired and they knew that. And three is because, oh man, okay, so when their real push-up liner came out, I had to write out a thing and then go in the back and go, "Attention Ulta guests. Are you looking for a new way to spice up your summer look? Stop by the Benefit Boutique today and check out our new They're Real push-up liners, now available in 5 amazing colors. And as always, thank you for shopping at Ulta." Like I can just like put on that customer service voice and go pretend to be Barbie. Like I did it in Arvada a couple times and I would like try to sneak into the back, do my little announcements. "Attention Ulta guests. We're having a one-day only special for free brow waxes. Stop by the Benefit Boutique, spend $50 or more in products or services, and get a brow wax for free. One day only. And as always, thank you for shopping at Ulta." And then I would like sneak back out and they're like, "Who was that?" And I'm like, "It was Jess." Ugh, I wanna say I, like, ran that store with an iron fist, but I really just, like, ran it with a soggy biscuit, like most of my jobs. Maybe that's why people like these videos. It's weird to even say that, People like me. People like my videos. I'm famous. That's not it. It's not it at all. I'm not famous. I'm not popular. I'm just a kid. I'm 30. I'm pushing 30. I am a person with a laptop and an internet connection who sits and rambles, and people are like, bruh, this is good. Also, like, I used to put on like really long videos and like clean the house and just like put my phone in my pocket and like put some headphones on, just like clean the house when I was living in Florida. And it was really helpful. Like cleaning a streamer house, first of all, that group was so messy. I can't even put into words. They were so messy. They just made the biggest mess. And I always felt like I had to clean it. Like that was just my life, was just like cleaning up after this group of guys. And they were so messy and so obnoxious. But I did it because I felt like I had to, because nobody else was doing it. But I would put on like conspiracy theory videos and like Mandela effect videos and stuff like that, and like put some headphones on and like throw my phone in my pocket. And everybody else was like listening to like music on the TV. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to listen to music if I'm cleaning. I want to listen to conspiracies while I'm cleaning. I listen to music while I'm driving. That's what I do. Also, I don't know if it's available on Android, but if you have an iPhone, there's this app called Treble, and you can download music to listen to it offline. But while you're downloading the music, it makes you watch an ad, and it's free, and it works because I have been using that to listen to Panic at the Disco when I drive to the doctor's office, because it's like an hour away and I'm super bored. Give me a second. Meow. Oh yeah, that was a thing I started doing recently, was meowing. It looks like that is Treble. And then you can look up artists, you can look up songs, and I don't know, it's dope. I like it. It's got like stuff that I haven't listened to in years, like Super Chick, because I grew up in a cult and Super Chick was considered edgy. And if you've never heard Super Chick, you probably have and you don't know it. If you've ever seen the movie Cadet Kelly, that song that plays at the beginning, One Girl Revolution, is by Super Chick. Yeah. I'm just going to sit here and like go on a rant about what I listened to like middle school. But yeah, and then you can download it. And then some of them play offline. I downloaded a bunch of like Britney Spears stuff, but I guess it was like the music videos, so it like doesn't work because it doesn't download the video, it just downloads the audio. And so sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but I can still listen to it on Wi-Fi. I'm probably not making sense, but it's really helpful because I'm not paying 99 cents for a song. I don't have 99 cents to pay for a song. So there's that. Anywho, it's getting late-ish. It's almost time for my night meds, so I'm gonna go. Thank you all for joining me on this dumpster adventure. One day I'm gonna actually like film live from a dumpster and you guys are gonna lose it. Yeah, I still want this dumpster fire shirt. Or hot garbage. I wanted to say hot garbage, but I'm thinking maybe instead of it being filled with like rainbows and butterflies, it should be filled of just like my face, just like making the worst faces, like the face, that like a bunch of like ugly faces, and just hot garbage and just a dumpster on fire with a bunch of my ugly faces inside. I think that would just be tops. But then it might look like I'm trying to set myself on fire, which might be taken wrong. Maybe I should just still fill it with like rainbows and flowers and coffees and corn or something. I don't know. I want that to be a thing so bad. I'm going to say that I'm going to trademark it, but I probably won't. But please don't take my idea for this hot garbage t-shirt unless you're going to like draw it up and then like put it on a shirt and then like send it to me. Cause that would just be tops. Tops. I want it. I want it so bad. I want this hot garbage shirt so bad. And it's not even real. It's just an idea in my head and I can't draw. If I could draw, I would put this together. I would throw it together and it would be a thing. Because in my head, it's very clear but I don't know how to make it into reality. Because thoughts are a construct. They're not even real. It's just energy floating in your head. I'm gonna give myself a freaking panic attack. I'm gonna go. I'm so sorry that you got here at the end. I feel like a lot of people kind of jump in right at the end, but since it's ending, you can play it back and you can listen to an hour and a half of my lovely voice and all of my ridiculous accents that I didn't do, but trust me, they exist. Let's see. Bye, Tinkerbell, with all your flippin' heart emojis. I don't even know how to like make emojis work. I don't know. I'm a grandmother. Have you guys seen that Vine where that girl's like, I'm sick. She's like 4. She's like, I'm 16. I'm a grandmother. And I'm like, girl, me too. I even told my mom today, I was like, I'm a grandmother. And she was like, no, you're not. And I'm like, I'm 104. Anywho, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out and listening to me whine for an hour and a half about how I can't eat corn anymore. I will do my best to keep you guys updated on everything. I was really hoping I was gonna have like all the PayPal stuff and everything situated for the headbands, but goodness to Betsy. I have a cousin named Betsy. Goodness to biscuits. I am doing everything I can to just like stay in a moderately okay headspace, and I really feel like that needs to take precedence right now. It's not for lack of trying, and it's not because I'm trying to be lazy. Straight up, I need to focus on my brain, and that is top priority. I've seen a couple of comments where people are asking what happened on Thanksgiving. I don't want to get into details. As bad as it sounds, I don't owe y'all an explanation. I don't owe you nothing. And I know that sounds awful, but in reality, essays are really, 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 really sensitive. And I don't want to put something out there that's going to potentially upset people or anything like that. I know I make really sensitive content. I know I make moderately controversial content. And I do talk about things like mental illness. I do talk about really difficult subjects. However, I do try to limit the detail that I give for some of these things. Sometimes I am willing to go more in detail, and sometimes I'm not. And right now, not being in a good headspace, I don't want to go into detail about what happened on Thanksgiving because it's not relevant. It doesn't matter. It's something that I had to deal with, and it's something that I am still trying to deal with. As far as I've also seen comments about the job situation, there is no job situation. I'm still working with Voc Rehab to try to get something going, but that's as far as it's gone. I had my work profile the other day, and she was asking about mental illness and stuff like that, and I started crying like a baby because if there's one thing I don't like talking about with other people face to face, it's my brain. Because even though she works in this field and she has heard everything and seen everything and dealt with everything, to me, she's still a stranger. And I don't particularly care for talking about things like that with people I don't know because I don't want that to change what people think of me. I'll talk about it on my computer all day long because right now I'm looking at myself. I'm not looking at another human being. I'm looking at my own face. So it's different to sit here and talk about it with y'all because I'm looking at myself. I'm not looking at another person. But I'm not comfortable talking about it face to face with another human being. Even in treatment, even in therapy, I hate talking about my brain. But hopefully at some point, something is going to get moving in some kind of direction. I'm still looking. I'm still calling places. I refuse to be that person who just sits on their booty and collects a check from the government because goodness knows the government can't get us together anyways. That's unreliable. On top of the fact that I want to work and I need to work because to be trapped in this trailer for the rest of my life and have like no way out is just gonna drive me up a flippin' window. So I am not about that life. I am doing my diddliest to find something, even if it's just like a very, very small part-time something, just to have some kind of outside time, outside of the house time that's not like a doctor's visit, because that's what my life has become, and it's very sad. But they are trying to get me in touch with different supports in the community since I don't really have a family support system or a friend support system in this town. I have a horse behind my trailer, the neighbor's horse. That's about it. And some chickens. Look at all those chickens. God, I need to stop quoting Vines. It's 2018. Um, but yeah, I think it's great that they do what they can to hook up um supports in the community with the people who need them. I think that's amazing. And I'm looking forward to see what that all entails because I had no idea. And then going from there, as far as anything else is concerned, I need to take care of myself first and figure out what that means. And hopefully, going to the doctor next week, I'll have more answers. And I will try to keep you all updated. Maybe, maybe I'll make a real video one day. Probably not. I've thought about it. I thought about taking my camera into town and kind of wobbling around with that. But also, I know that like there's certain people on YouTube that I don't know. Like, I have known them in real life. I don't know their username, and I don't want them to find me, if that makes sense. There's certain people that I don't want to find me, and so I'm scared that by taking my camera into town and kind of showing like, "Oh, here's where I'm at," is gonna open up a can of worms for me, and I just don't wanna do that right now. Um, but maybe I'll make a real video and edit it and not do a 2-hour live stream because reasons. Anywho, I'm gonna go. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.